Hey guys, happy Friday afternoon. I'm Anthony Delicandro, Compass Real Estate. I am sharing. I wanted to first just say that I get some questions sometimes on the times that I go live. It's Friday afternoon, right? You're probably thinking about happy hour, or maybe you're on your way home from work, or maybe you're working from home and you're just kind of winding down the day. But the reality is two things really to share on that. Number one. I go live selfishly because it's just easier for me than worrying about doing 37 takes to get it just right. I'm confident in the content that I share. You may watch it tonight. You may watch it tomorrow morning when you're having coffee. Who knows? I may watch it tomorrow morning when I'm having coffee and just review it. But the reality is I have good, I'm excited about the content that I have, and I wanted to just bring it to you in a format that would be easy and fast for me as well as for you. So with that, I'm going to dive right in and share my screen. I'm talking about what happens when homeowners leave their forbearance plans. First of all, I'm sharing every day Ask Me Anything series where I'm answering real estate related questions on a daily basis. One of the questions I got a few days ago was, do I anticipate seeing a lot more foreclosures as we move further into 2021? And I had expressed that I would answer that question in the format of my Ask Me Anything, but I'm only using 30 seconds on those, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper into some numbers that I pulled together to share exactly what we're seeing. So here we can see, and I'm not going to read everything, but we can see that right now, of the nearly 6.5 million households that have entered forbearance, we can see the breakdown on exactly how they shake out currently. So far, over 2.5 million have remained current in their payments and have left the program. So they're already back into normal, current mortgage payments. Then as we share and we move down, again, you can take a look at the numbers. We have 9% that paid off their mortgages completely. More than likely they sold their houses, right? So that happens. And then we have some that negotiated a repayment plan, 7% and left. We do have 35% that extended the original forbearance plan, 8% that are still in the original plan that hasn't expired yet, and then only 2% that left the program but are still behind on payment. So as we can see the number, it's the way it shakes down. I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. When we look at what's happened over the course of the past couple of years, here's a number of the total foreclosures that were started over the course of the last 3 years. We can see it's declined, and then as we look at 2020, this year 2020, we can see that the number was down dramatically, largely because there was simply a moratorium on foreclosures for a very large portion of the year once the state of emergency began and the CARES Act kicked in. So a much shorter supply. But as we look at the number of homes that are in forbearance, if we take just 10% of those homes that are in forbearance and they go into foreclosure, that would mean that there would be 275,000 foreclosures in 2021, which is just an average year. We're not on pace to experience any larger number than we're anticipating. And one of the reasons, and I dug into this answer a couple of weeks back when I talked about foreclosures before, the significant difference between today and 2007 and 8 is that our values are such that the very vast majority of people that are in forbearance still are in a strong equity position. That was not the case in 2007 and 2008. The very large percentage of people that were in distress and in default were upside down in their homes and in their equity. So it was much easier for them to essentially put their hands up in that time. Today, homeowners have equity that they want to fight for and defend, and that's largely why we're expecting a much lower percentage of the homes that are in forbearance to actually enter foreclosure. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, as always, I want to make sure that the information I provide is the most valuable information that you're seeing in the market today. So please don't hesitate to reach out. One last thing, if the number were to be higher than 10%, if you haven't realized yet the demand versus supply is massive in the marketplace right now, and I've never experienced it in 30 years of experience being this imbalanced and having such strong demand and such limited supply. That's what's forcing prices to continue to rise, in some cases aggressively. And that's also what's going to that huge supply and limited demand is why I'm confident we're not going to find a major shift in the markets. I feel like we'll move to a more balanced market as we get into the middle of the year, but far from an oversupply due to foreclosures entering the market. There's plenty of demand to absorb all of the increase or any increase in inventory that we may arise with those foreclosures. So with that, I'm going to let you go on and have an awesome Friday night and or Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is that you're catching this. Again, any questions, reach out. I want this information to be valuable and help you make the best decision for yourself and or family, whatever position you're in. Moving right now is scary. It's scary to be, it's frustrating a little bit to be a buyer, a little scary to be a seller, because if you're not sure where you're going to go, you could be dealing with a very strong seller's market as a seller, and then you're moving into a buyer's market, and that could be a little bit tough because you're struggling to find where that next movement's going to be because inventory is limited. Again, I want to help answer any questions you have, make this as easy as possible, be in communication. We're here. And have a great rest of your night. See you soon.